So today we will start with the communication barrier. So communication is the process of interchange of information. So all of you know that communication is the process of interchange of information. So there are the frequent errors and misunderstanding in the process of communication. There may be errors and misunderstanding in the process of the communications. Due to faulty communication, a large number of problems arises. So the faulty communications, a large number of problem arises. There are various obstacles or difficulties that come in the way of communications. There may be difficulties and obstacles in the process. So all these difficulties and obstacles that come in the process of communications are termed as the barrier of communications. So barrier of communication process में क्या है, बहुत सारा error, problem, मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सकता है कम्युनिकेशन में. अगर गलत कम्युनिकेशन हो तो ये मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग आ सकता है, और बहुत सारा डिफिकल्टी और प्रॉब्लम जो कम्युनिकेशन के बीच आता है, इसे कहते हैं एक साथ कम्युनिकेशन बैरियर. सो कम्युनिकेशन बैरियर इज द ऑब्स्टेकल्स और डिफिकल्टीज दैट कम इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन प्रोसेस में जो आता है, इसे कहते हैं एक साथ कम्युनिकेशन बैरियर. ओके, सो now there are several barriers. Now first one is physical barrier. So look at the ill health, sleepless, fatigue, etc. on the part of the sender, and thunder, rain, wind on the part of the nature disturbs the message to flow from sender to receiver. So ill health, sleepless, fatigue on the part of the receiver creates a problem to send a message. So receiver should have sound health. So on the part of the receiver, and the rain, wind, thunder on the part of the nature. So it creates a physical barrier. And this is the physical barrier physical barrier of the communications. Ill health, sleepless, fatigue, tired. So यहाँ पे फिजिकल बैरियर क्या है, इल हेल्थ, स्लीपलेस, टायर्ड, ये सब में रिसीवर सेंडर को नहीं होना चाहिए. सेंडर को साउंड हेल्थ होना चाहिए, उसे सफिशिएंट सोना भी चाहिए, फैटिग, टायर्ड नहीं होना चाहिए, ताकि मैसेज सेंडर करने के बाद कुछ प्रॉब्लम ना हो. Now mechanical barriers are the mechanical devices that are used for sending message. So mechanical barriers means the mechanical devices that are used for sending message to the receiver. So it may be the televisions, maybe microphones, maybe phones, etc. So these devices should have proper order. So outdated mechanics and equipment may not work properly while sending message. So outdated mechanics and equipments, machine and equipments make it not work properly while sending information. So outdated machines and equipment may create a problem at the time of sending message. So these are the mechanical problems. So the sender should have take precautions about these things. So this creates a mechanical problem. mechanical devices जो है यूज करते हैं कम्युनिकेशन के टाइम, ये सब मैकेनिकल वो एक प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर सकता है. अगर वो आउटडेटेड हो, इक्विपमेंट ठीक ठाक ना हो, तो उसे सेंड करने का टाइम में ये प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर सकता है. नाउ लुक एट द साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर. द साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन इज द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ साइकोलॉजिकल स्टेट ऑफ communicators which creates an obstacle on the obstacle for effective communication. So क्या है psychological barriers? It means psychological state of mind of the communicators which creates a problem while communicating. So so the communication should have psychologically free, psychologically health while communicating, so that communications become effective. The communication largely depends on the mental conditions of the persons. So it is really the communications effective communication largely depends on the mental conditions of the receiver as well as the sender. So both of them, receiver and sender, should have psychologically sound. If the person is not mental or emotionally sound, then he cannot cannot communicate effectively either as a sender or as a receiver. So if they are psychologically not fit, they cannot communicate clearly. So it becomes a barrier. So psychological barrier are large in number and are concerned with the social mental conditions of the sender as well as receiver. It refers to the psychological state, that is opinion, attitude, status, consciousness, emotion, etc. of a person that deeply affect the ability to communicate. So psychological barrier बहुत create problem create कर सकता है. तो psychological emotions है, attitude है, status है, consciousness है, receiver का भी और sender का भी. तो दोनों को ये सब में emotion में communication टाइम से कुछ फ्री होना चाहिए ताकि communication barrier ना क्रिएट करे. सो ये एक साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर है. वो सब अगर कम्युनिकेशन टाइम ये सब आए तो एक बैरियर क्रिएट कर सकता है. सो ये सब में फ्री होना चाहिए कम्युनिकेशन टाइम. दिस इज साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर. सो फिजिकल बैरियर, मैकेनिकल बैरियर, साइकोलॉजिकल बैरियर. नाउ लुक हियर the semantic barrier. So semantic barrier refers to the misunderstanding between the sender and the receiver arising due to the different meaning of words and other symbols used in the communication. So the semantic barrier refers to the misunderstanding between the sender and the receiver due to the different meanings of words. If sender use words that have different meaning, more than one meaning, so it creates a problem to the receiver. And if you use the technical words that and receiver doesn't understand the meaning of the particular word, so it also creates a problem. If the sender use if the sender do not use correct spelling, it also creates a problem on the receiver in written communications. So the semantic barrier usually arises when the informations contain words of multiple meanings. So if a sender use words while transmitting a message that contains more than one meaning, so it creates a problem to understand for the receiver. So this is create a problem barrier. So it is semantic barrier. तो semantic barrier में क्या है? semantic barrier में है जो सेंडर एक वर्ड यूज करें इन्फॉर्मेशन देने के टाइम एक से ज़्यादा मीनिंग हो वर्ड में, तो समझने में रिसीवर के लिए प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट होता है. अगर कोई रिटर्न कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन दे उसे स्पेलिंग ठीक ठाक ना लिख के, ठीक ठाक ग्रामेटिकल ठीक ठाक ना लिखे, तो ये क्रिएट हो सकता है प्रॉब्लम. सो दिस इज द सेमांटिक बैरियर ऑफ द कम्युनिकेशंस. Look at the cultural barrier. The cultural diversity makes communication difficult as the mindset of the people of different culture are different. So the people come from different cultures, and if it communicates to people from different culture, it creates a problem. So here the different culture have different meaning of words, behavior and gestures. The way you communicate is affected by the culture you are brought up. So when you communicate to a person, your communication reflects your culture you are brought up. So if two people have a cultural barrier in communications occurs mainly when communication happens between two different culture. So here the norms comprise behavior, thought, values. So the culture norms comprises behavior, thoughts, values, beliefs, institutions. So all this plays a vital role in communications. So the cultures play a vital role in communication. So there if two people communicate and two people come from different cultures, so there becomes a barrier between in the communications. So the कल्चरल बैरियर है जो दो पीपल कम्युनिकेशन करेगा डिफरेंट कल्चर में आए कम्युनिकेशन करे तो बहुत एक बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो सकता है, क्योंकि दोनों कल्चर में अलग अलग कल्चर है, इसमें कम्युनिकेशन में आएगा तो दोनों में प्रॉब्लम होगा. अलग अलग कल्चर में अलग अलग वर्ड का अलग अलग मीनिंग हो सकता है, अलग अलग इंस्टीट्यूशन का अलग अलग उसका डाइवर्सिटी अलग अलग रिलीजन के बिलीफ में हो सकता है. इसमें एक कम्युनिकेशन में एक बैरियर क्रिएट कर सकता है कम्युनिकेशन में. दूसरी सर 5 barriers in communications. Thank you.